Hi guys, welcome again to another video. I'm Dennis, this is the Anxiety Guy YouTube channel, and today we are talking about buts. Not those kind of buts, but the buts, the excuses, and the reasons we come up with not to do something, not to create the change, not to take action, not to go into a new experience, whatever it may be. And on Christmas Day today, just got this Himalayan salt lamp. If you have any questions on this, shoot me an email at anxietyexit.com. These things are awesome. I've wanted one for 364 days and I finally got it. So yeah. Do you have one? Shoot me a comment. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about is a bit of homework, okay? So I want to give you guys some direction today, and I want to leave you with some homework. So at the end of this video, I'm going to assign you guys something that's truly going to change your mindset and change the way you look at Christmas, a Christmas Day, and moving on towards New Year's Eve and such, and starting 2017 with a bang. Let's do it, guys. We are more than anxiety. So the buts, the excuses, this idea came to me after my one-on-one Skype session with someone online last night, and it was almost like there were so many excuses, so many buts, and with CBT we can fall, it can be a little bit difficult because you do have to be rationally equipped, you do have to understand the instructions. You do have to understand where the counselor or mentor is coming from. So CBT can be confusing sometimes if you don't have the right approach, and if you already, are coming up with the, like we were talking about in one of the podcasts where you're not absorbed. You're this person here, but the person behind you is always looking at, is this person saying the right stuff? Is the therapist saying the right stuff? Will this stuff work? I've got a lot of questions behind it, all those things, right? So a lot of those buts can come from your secondary, kind of your unconscious mind going, hey, it's never going to work for you. You've tried it before. You've had past experiences and it hasn't worked. How many times have I ran into people that have gone, Dennis, I've tried everything, and I go, well, trying is a recipe for failure. It truly is. You must do. And you must do it while being fully absorbed in the moment, and that is when change starts to happen. Now, the other thing I recognized with this person last night that I was working with one-on-one was that she thought because her problem was so big, because she's been suffering from health anxiety and sensitized nerves and fear and panic attack for years now, she believes that the answer must be as big as her problem. Okay, so what that means is that she's looking for, she doesn't believe that a solution to her problem can be so simple, right? And she's like, wow, Dennis, you're saying fantastic things, and it's worked for me. I've really lessened my anxiety levels, and we've worked a couple times already, and in a couple weeks she's already gone from like a 9 or a 10 to like a 3. She's almost there, to a 0. But she's starting to go, well, I'm questioning myself, and I don't believe that I can fully get to a 0 because the answer seems so simple. Right? My problem, this monster I've created, this elephant in the room that I constantly walk around, that I constantly try to avoid, that problem, that elephant must have a huge answer behind it. Answers cannot be so simple. So I want to guide you guys, and I want you guys to understand something. I want you to understand that no matter how big your problem is, no matter how many weeks, months, years you've been suffering with health anxiety and sensitized nerves and symptoms of anxiety and fear of the outside world, I want you to understand that the solution is simple. It truly is simple. And if you're listening to the Anxiety Guy podcast and you're a subscriber, you have a bunch of tools now to take on your anxiety, your health anxiety head on. So I hope you're a subscriber there. But I want you to understand that because the problem is big, it doesn't really mean that the answer needs to be that big as well. With some basic CBT methods, with some basic NLP methods, and the truly educating yourself and truly looking at this journey as a journey. There is no finish line. It's self-development constantly. You're going to find that you're moving towards the ultimate goal, right? And the ultimate goal that you have for yourself must be specific. It must be smart, and that just means that I want to lessen my anxiety levels. I want to wake up a day without feeling anxiety. Your brain doesn't get that. It truly doesn't. But when you become specific, when you know that, okay, when this and this and this happens, I've truly worked myself towards those steps. I've changed my beliefs. I've changed the patterns of my life. I've changed the habits and I've changed the rituals. I've audited my friends list. All the people that were bringing me down, even on forums, going to the forums and the chats and talking to people around there, you have this sense of connection with them. And what a lot of people do is they're unconsciously scared of losing that connection. So they keep their anxiety going simply because they don't want those people to leave their lives. Let me tell you something. By you overcoming your anxiety, by you lessening your levels from a 10 to a 0, okay, and just going through life with the daily stressors that we all experience on a daily basis and continuing to work on yourself, you are inspiring and driving other people to change as well. So you being stuck in anxiety and you going to forums and groups and such and talking about, hey, did this pill work? Or hey, does this work? And all that stuff. That's okay. And you're building those connections with people. You're making friends with people and you're recognizing the same people that come to the same groups again and again. But overall, what those people need is inspiration. One person's success story can truly create this viral thing, and we can bring these mental health challenge numbers down just by our success stories. So that in itself should drive you towards creating the changes that you want to in your life. So sticking with the buts and the excuses, guys, we talked about goals, how general they are. You must have specific goals. You must believe that just because you suffered for a certain amount of time, it doesn't mean the solution is humongous and it's going to take some angel from above to come down and sprinkle some magic dust over you and wow, then it's going to change. It's not like that, okay? It's not. There is no magic wand. There is no medication in the world. There is no technique in the world that can overcome fear, right? Fear is overcome by working with the 90% of our brain, okay? And I want to talk about this, and I go really deep about this in the next podcast episode, so make sure you guys get on iTunes, rate and review the podcast, and be connected there, because I talk about the 90% of our minds, our brains, that we do not use and we do not notice. All we use is the 10%, the conscious, right? The willpower. And you and I both know that willpower can only take you a certain amount of way, right? A certain path. But willpower is like showering. Like when you take a shower, you're clean for a little bit, but you need it again and again to stay clean. You need it every day. You need it twice a day, And motivation works like that as well. And willpower, that internal strength. If you're relying strictly on willpower to overcome your health anxiety, you will fail. And I go deep into this in the next podcast episode. I talk about the ship, a concept that Steve G. Jones, a fantastic hypnosis, it has on YouTube. He talks about it. Check him out. And we're going to dive deep into the subconscious mind. We're going to get you tools to get you to where you want to get to in your life. The final thing I want to leave you guys with when we talk about excuses, when we talk about buts, is wow, that changes color, is that behavior is not your identity, okay? And I talk about this from time to time. And if you do one-on-ones with me, you know how big I am on identity. I'm not so big on changing environments. I'm not too big on changing behaviors, but I am big on changing beliefs and values and identity, okay? Who you are as a person. Because you do something, it doesn't mean that that is the person you are. Okay, let me say that again. Because you do something or you do a behavior, it doesn't mean that that is the person you are. You're at dinner and you're surrounded by 10 people and you're having a great time. All of a sudden you say something out of the blue that people misinterpret because everybody sees the world differently and views people differently and views words differently and such. And people don't accept what you said, okay? And all of a sudden there's this moment of silence, right? And everybody goes, okay, well, in that moment, you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, what did I just say? I want them to accept me. I don't want to feel like the foreigner in this dinner here and whatever. So automatically what people tend to do is they believe that because they've said that thing, because that has ruined their flow or whatever in the dinner, that that is their identity. All of a sudden they are social anxiety. All of a sudden they are nervous around people. All of a sudden they cannot give speeches in front of large audiences. You know, you can see how we can label ourselves just by one or two experiences in the past, you know, and that's dangerous. It's really dangerous, right? So take a good look. If your evidence is based around one or two silly experiences that have happened in the past that that are truly controlling you in your life right now, I want you guys to take a good look into that. The homework. Yeah, homework. Homework is such a bad word. I don't like homework. Let's just say your road to recovery. Let's say that. Your road to recovery. Your job between now and let's say 6-7 days from now, in that time, is to do what my naturopath, holistic nutritionist, my doctor has said to me to do back in the day. He said, Dennis, do your best to see the fun and the good side in everything. Okay? Have fun. Make fun a priority. Okay? No matter what you're doing. No matter what you're doing. Okay? Reading is fun for the next 6-7 days. Speaking to someone who is, isn't really, with it verbally with you and the conversation doesn't flow as much is still fun. Going to dinner is fun. Making breakfast for your family is fun. Playing with your pets is fun. And you can see where I'm going with this. Educating yourself is fun. Yoga is fun. Everything is fun. Make fun a priority for the next 7 days and watch it become a habit. Yes, it takes 30 days to make a habit stick and make it unconscious and make it a part of your life. But if we do this for 7 days, we're going to find like, wow, I like this. I really like this feeling. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep doing it. So make fun a priority in your life for the next 6-7 days, guys. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. I love you guys. Thank you so much for getting us to 2,000 subscribers. Share this video and share the channel so that we can help more people out there. Let's help people. Let's help them understand that they are more than anxiety, and that their behaviors don't in fact match what their identity is, okay? And I love you guys. I'll see you in the next podcast episode on iTunes. Have a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year's, and I'll see you really soon. Bye, guys.